Hi boys and girls, so now it's time for us to go over our daily math review, and as we go over this, I want you to self-assess your work, okay? If you got it correct, make sure you give yourself a check. If you got it wrong, make sure you fix it, and then you can give yourself a check, okay? So we're going to start with the first box, and it says fill in the missing numbers, okay? We also have a hundreds chart down here to help you if you need it. Okay, so we need to fill in the missing numbers. So here we start at 12. What number comes after 12? So it's 12, 13, 14. Okay, so now we have to take a look. We still have two missing boxes here. Okay, so we see that this is 12, and then I know that this is 10 more. If I move down, I know that on a 100 chart, if I move from 12, if I move 1 down, I know that that is 10 more. I can look at my 100 chart and to see 10 more than 12. So I see 10 more than 12 is 22. Okay? And then what comes after 22? Right, 23. Okay, so now I still have one missing box here, so let's take a look. So it's 32, a number, and then 34. What number comes after 32, but before 34? Right, 33. Did you get that? Make sure you give yourself a check. Okay, so now let's move on to the next box, and it says use the tens frame to represent the equation. So I have a full tens frame here, okay? And the equation says 10 minus 3 equals 7. So I know I start with 10, and this is minus 3. Remember, when we're showing when it's minus, that means we have to take away, and we can take away by crossing out. So I cross out 3, so I can cross out 3. 1, 2, 3. And is there 7 left? Yes, there is. So did you get that? Give yourself a check for your work. Alright, so now let's take a look at the next one. It says, write an equation to show how many. So let's take a look. How many tens and how many ones there are. So let's take a look. I know that there is one long 10. And then there are 2 ones. So I know that I have a long 10, so that's 10 plus, right, 2, which equals to 12. Very good. Did you get that? Give yourself a check. Alright, so now it's not time for the mental math, and I'm going to say an equation, and I want you to follow along and do it, and check your work as we go, okay? So, for number 1, 10 plus 5. 10 plus 5. 10 plus 5 equals 15. Okay? Give yourself a check if you got that. Alright, and for number 2, 10 plus 8. 10 plus 8. 10 plus 8 equals 18. Okay, if you got that, give yourself a check. If you didn't, fix it, and you can give yourself a check. Okay, and for number 3, 10 plus 3. 10 plus 3. 10 plus 3 equals 13. Okay, give yourself a check if you got that. So, if you got anything wrong in these questions, make sure you go back and fix it, and then you can give yourself a check. Great job self-assessing your work.